Okay, I just want to take some time to talk about this uncovering of blind spot, because if we don't get the basics right, the fundamentals right, everything will take a long time. Okay? So really, even like Claire, you're so new with us, I want you to really embrace the right thing and move in the right direction. From there, see immediate results quickly. Just to tell you how difficult and how challenging uncovering your blind spot can be, let me share with you something very interesting. Many years ago, to a COT producer. Right? I happened to know her in the company, and what happened was that she was invited by company to share how she achieved her results, just as per normal, right? Company always like to invite super producers to share, right? So in the morning she shared, the whole company is down there. It's a quarterly seminar, and I was down there with the people. Then I start to hear what people are saying as she was sharing. You know, you must work hard, be focused, see 3% a day, blah blah blah, right? Then I start to hear all those noises, and the thing that amongst all those noises are things like, you know, why is she sharing all this? You know, she's not sharing. You know, it's the same old thing again. And then from another place, yeah, she won't share. You know, these are her secrets. You know, why did she share her secrets? To cut the story short, in the afternoon, I get a call from her. I used to be talking to her quite a bit during that time. Maybe the achievers, they don't have enough people to talk to. Sometimes, you know, they find somebody who can talk to, they will always sort of talk to you. And what happened was that, don't know for what reason, she started to tell me about a seminar that she attended over the phone. A seminar that she attended, where she heard a TOT producer. She COT, and she shared with me what she heard over a seminar with a TOT producer. And she said something like, she just draw a few circles, a few lines and all that, and then, you know, she said this is how she sells. She won't share. When I heard that, right, I relate to her in a nice way what happened in the morning. I said, you were sharing this morning, and this is what I heard. And the people said, you won't share. Then there was silence. Then out of the silence she said, that means they didn't catch it. That means they didn't catch it. Okay? And then the minute she said that, she paused again. And I believe she's thinking about what she said about her learning from the TOT. And she said that, she won't share, you know, this and that. So you say, to uncover the blind spot is really not easy. To really see the thing that we need to see. That is the answer, you know, to the solution that we are seeking. I think it's really not easy. And because of this, we can be locked in where we are for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. To the point whereby you attend seminar until you get fed up of it, you know. And you know, like, is it at the 10 years, I will not attend any more seminar. Same thing, you know. It's the same thing that they are saying, but you know, nothing changes, you see. Right? And you know, so many of us become professional seminar attendee, right? Seminar after seminar, but no change. So what's missing? To uncover the blind spot. So coming back to what we are talking about just now, it is crucial to uncover the blind spot. And in the uncovering of the blind spot, you must know where you are, which is the blue cycle that we are talking about. Alright? That's the blue cycle that we are talking about. You've got to know where you are. Are you seeing enough activities? Are you focused? Are you persistent? Do you give up too easily? Do you believe in yourself? You know? Do you have courage? So on and so forth. And there are hundreds of things to learn. So in so many areas that we need to learn, and so many things we need to be aware of, and worse still, we are not aware of what we don't know. That's the worst thing. I don't know what I don't know. Then how? Then die. Well, I don't know what I don't know, then there's nothing else to do. So that is the reason why in the program, in the mentoring program, we come out with the 6 modules for you to learn. Remember, there are things that you don't know that is holding you back. So what are the things? So, licensing just now you mentioned a few areas, right? And then some of you have mentioned the few areas that you are aware of. And Claire, like what you said, there are things that you know that is holding you back, but you still do not know what it is. My answer to you is look for your answer in the 6 modules. In the 6 modules that we will be talking about, study diligently. As you study the 6 modules, based on the materials that are given to you, the e-books, the ideas, the discussion that we have, consider where you are in those different areas. Which honestly, it is a lot of things that we are trying to cover. Okay, but the good news is that you don't need to learn everything before you take off. You just need to identify a major blind spot, a major one for you, or 2 major blind spots. And then you can straight away get to the results. Like I remember when you first came, after the first week, you identify one major one. The next week, you came back with 10 sales. So you don't need to identify everything. So don't have the worry factor and say, wow, so many need to learn, then where to start, then where to go on, and how to proceed. Don't worry about that. You just need to identify the major ones for yourself. And if you are really, really into mastery, then you have to, like all of you here, take the journey to spend the time to cover more and more. Okay? But the main thing is to uncover the major ones. But the focus thing that I want to highlight to you over here is that study the materials given to you diligently. Because it takes me many years to come up with the materials and put them in a proper way for you to learn as effectively as possible. Alright? When you truly study the material and you think about where you are in terms of what the material is teaching you, you will be able to identify where your current position is and what is the desired outcome. Meaning to say, you will be able to see the blue cycle that you are in your circumstances, as well as the red cycle of where you should be, based on what the material is telling you to do. Once you have the awareness, then it's become like what you say. Now that I know, then I must change. I must make the shift. Because as long as you don't make the change, you cannot see the new result. Alright? So again, who is supposed to do the work? Every one of us here. I can only do the work for myself because the understanding is in my own head. I cannot do it for you. If I understand, it won't help you. Only by my sharing, then by you engaging your thinking, then you can understand what I'm trying to say and make it valuable for yourself. Right? So, focus on the six modules that we're talking about, which is a lot of materials, right? You have access to some of the materials. But a quick rundown on the areas of mastery, which is what? Personal mastery, people mastery, peak performance mastery, financial planning mastery, life mastery, selling mastery. The reason why the 6 areas are split is because I'm putting each area as its own so that you can truly know that, okay, this is talking about personal mastery. This is nothing to do with selling, it's about me. It's about personal mastery, mastering myself, gaining self-knowledge, alright, understanding myself. And that alone is a big area. Okay? People mastery is how to impact and influence people effectively. If you do not have this, you will have a lot of difficulty trying to get the sale. Because why? You can't influence. You don't have the leadership to influence. You can't be the big chicken. You will always constantly be the little, the chicken that makes you in a disempowered state, and that's why you can't get selling sales. Right? Peak performance mastery, how to perform at your best when it counts most. You can be very good, but I put you on stage, ask you to sing, suddenly you forget the lyrics. You cannot perform. You have not got peak performance mastery. You are well rehearsed, but the minute you stand in front of a big prospect, you forget your line. Or you say it, but in a way that is ineffective. Alright? Or you start to babble and mumble, and then you leave the appointment, you hate yourself for it. Why? Because you have not practiced peak performance mastery. Financial planning mastery. You have got your CFP, CLU, CHFC, and all the credentials. But have you been able to compress or to simplify your knowledge into simple concepts to communicate so as to get insight? Your ability to do that is what I term as financial planning mastery. Making the complicated simple. Simple for the layman so that he can understand what you're trying to say, and then easy for you to get him to take action. Okay? Life mastery. What is life mastery? Life mastery areas are those areas which actually have got nothing to do with financial planning, but together with financial planning, it becomes the driving force for action. Like what some of you have always been mentioning, dignity, providing dignity to the prospect, creating a future for all the loved ones. Right? Peace of mind, financial protection, savings, knowing that life is uncertain. All these are life issues. But it is your understanding of these life issues that make your vocation alive. That, with your understanding, make the prospect alive with the emotions behind the idea that you're communicating. Otherwise, if I were to remove this, your idea is very vague. It is logical, but you cannot move me emotionally. And because you can't move me emotionally, you don't get the sale. You can't help me. Because why? You have not helped me to understand at the emotional level what it means to be responsible for my family, for instance. What it means that if I really love my child, if I'm really willing to die for my children, at least I should ensure my life for them. So that in the event that I'm not in the picture, their life will not be as disrupted. As much as I want it to be. And finally, the sixth area of mastery is what? Selling mastery. The selling mastery is the 3 P's of selling, okay, which is the one that will help you to help your prospect to go from being blinded, so to speak, to seeing the light. You don't know what is life insurance all about. You finally understand what it is about and take action to solve that problem. And that is done through the 3 P's of selling. So, the 6th area of mastery in your learning has to be integrated as one thing. And that one thing is what we call sales mastery.